there's a child outside. I hope you cannot hear that. My apologies if you can. So yeah, I woke up and I was like, oh, this hurts a little bit, but it wasn't anything major. And that day was supposed to be kind of like a celebration day, a freedom day for me, because it was the first day of not working at my job anymore, which is a whole other story that I will get into in a different video. But it's just a very toxic, horrible work environment for me for the past year and a half, and April 30th was my last day, and May 1st was supposed to be kind of a celebration, therapeutic release for me. So my mom, my sister, and I had planned to go to Barnes & Noble because I love book shopping, and then eat at Panera. So we did that. We went to Barnes & Noble. I was kind of a little bit in pain, but I was still okay. And then we got to Panera. We ordered our food, sat down, ate our food, and when I went to get up, we were sitting in a booth, and when I went to get up, I felt the worst pain that I had ever felt in my life in my left back hip down to my leg area. I was so confused, I was so panicked, I was so nervous. I didn't know what was happening and why all of a sudden I was having this like sharp shooting, stabbing pain. But I just tried to kind of hobble my way to the car, and I needed both my mom and my sister's help getting into the car and sitting in the car. I was so uncomfortable, I was in so much pain, and then it was like a 15-minute drive home, but I was like next to tears. It was just so painful. And when we got home, we pulled into the garage again. They both had to help me get out of the car, and I started crying. And I don't think I've ever cried from being in pain. I have a pretty medium to high pain tolerance. I can handle pain. I've got, quite a few tattoos on various parts of my body, and I can handle pain. But this was like unlike anything I'd ever felt before, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. So I'm like crying because I'm in pain, and I'm also frustrated because I want to get out of the car, or I just want to get into a comfortable position. So they had to, this was probably quite the sight to see, because I am taller and bigger than my sister and my mom. So seeing them try and help me as I'm hobbling, putting all of my weight on them to try and get into the house, probably looked a bit hysterical. But my sister's a nurse, so she's used to lugging people around. But I'm 5'9", and my mom's 5 feet, so whenever she tries to help me move around, I'm like, Ma, it's just not gonna work. I can laugh about it now, but at the time it was a horrible pain. And then I was able to kind of hobble my way into the house and get into my bedroom and lay down on the bed. And it was just, it hurt so much, and I thought, as I was trying to hobble my way into my room, I thought I was going to pass out again. First of all, I've never fainted or passed out in my life. So I think that's only ever happened to me once before, and that's when I was really sick, and I had some really weird mono and other weird problems, and I was sick for 3 weeks straight a couple summers ago. But I thought I was gonna throw up. And another thing about me is that I have severe anxiety. So not knowing, what was happening to me, why I was in so much pain, not knowing how to fix it, not knowing anything, not knowing when it would stop, not knowing what position would be comfortable. It was also mentally really, really painful and really, really hard to work my way through. And I almost had a panic attack, so it was just a horrible, horrible situation. I was eventually able to get into my room and lay down on my bed on my back, which is so not a comfortable position for me. I don't sleep on my back, I sleep on my side and my stomach, and it's just not a comfortable position for me to lay in, no matter how many pillows I have elevated wherever. I was just so uncomfortable. But laying on my back was the closest thing I could come to comfortable at that point. So, my mom and my sister got some ice packs for me, and I was just trying to numb whatever pain I was going through. Took, Advil, Tylenol, and my sister really wanted me to go to the doctors, and I really didn't want to. I hate going to the doctors so much. So I did that for about 10 days, I want to say, and I was starting to feel better. But then as I kind of ran out of medication, the pain kind of started to get bad again, and I think it was on like May 10th or 11th, I went to a walk-in clinic that's like associated with the hospital in the area, so that if I needed to get like an MRI or like surgery or something, it would be like an easier referral process, because it's all within the same like hospital or whatever, instead of going to the urgent care. And my mom and I didn't really like the urgent care much anyways, so we went to this clinic, walk-in clinic, and this time I got the diagnosis. I want to use that term loosely because I really haven't, I don't really think I don't really know if it was like a diagnosis or what they're just thinking it is. I don't know, but the second person I saw, probably my favorite out of the three that I ended up seeing, she thought or thinks it's sciatica, and from everything I've looked up online, that seems to track the most, especially with the shooting pain down my leg. The crickets are going crazy right now. I'm sorry if you can hear those, it's really loud, to me at least. I turned the gain down, so you hopefully can't hear that, but my apologies. Anyways, so she thought it was sciatica, which I think it is sciatica. Not that I'm not a medical professional, I don't know anything about anything medical related. I've been keeping my sister updated though, like with what the doctors say and what I've been given and whatever. So the second NP I saw said she thought it was sciatica, and she gave me a script for more muscle relaxers, and this time I also got a steroid taper. I got some steroids to help with the nerve muscle, whatever the hell was going on. And I also got a referral for physiatry, I think that's what it's called, which is pain management. Not necessarily just like opiates, but like physical therapy, chiropractor, like that kind of stuff, from what I understand. So she gave me a referral for them, and I was supposed to hear back from them like within a week, and that never ended up happening. But anyways, so I then, take that round of medication. I do the 10 days again of steroids and taking the muscle relaxers. I wasn't taking as many of them, and I was trying to just take them at night, because one, they made me a little drowsy. The first 10 days I was completely bedridden. I was either asleep most of the time or just laying there miserable because I was in so much pain. But I mean, at this point, on May 1st, and for a week after that, I was at a 10, and then it kind of went down to an 8 or a 7 at the end of that first week. And I feel like maybe 2 weeks in, I was down to around a 4, but then it kind of spiked again to around a 6. So that's when we had to go back the second time. And again, I did, that dose of steroids and used the muscle relaxers at night to try and, help relax. I also, I forgot, because they really didn't seem to help much. Also had lidocaine patches. They didn't seem to do really much of anything. I had lidocaine muscle relaxers, I was starting to be in more pain again. And I'm talking about, like, I can't get up, like, I can't do activities, I can't sit in a car. I was supposed to go out to dinner with both my mom and my grandmother on Mother's Day, and I wasn't able to because I can't sit in a car for any amount of time, and my mobility is extremely limited and right now, and I haven't been able to do really much of anything, which also was very rough on my mental health. Sorry about that, I had to take a break and get my heating pad because my back was starting to hurt again. Okay, where was I? So, after the second round of, medication, again, kind of the same thing happened. I was starting to feel a little bit better, went down to around a 4. The pain never completely went away and still hasn't to this day. It's never been lower than a 4. But I went back again, and this time I went back to the clinic again, and this time I saw a different provider, and she said something about, like, my hip joint, like where my back meets my hip, and I'm like, I don't think that's it, because the pain shoots down my leg, which is very much more in line with sciatica from what I've researched. But anyways, she gave me a steroid taper again, and more muscle relaxers. I don't know what happened, but she gave me half of the amount of muscle relaxers than the previous provider did, and she screwed up my steroid taper. She screwed up the amount of pills, and how it would go down. It was just, but anyways, I wasn't super impressed with her either, but I know that sounds bad, but it was just such a waste of 2 hours because they didn't have anything more to tell me, and then they end up screwing up the medication that they gave me. But we did find out that the first referral to physiatry wasn't put in as urgent, it was just put in as routine. So when I reached out, they said the first appointment they had available was November, in 6 months, and I'm like, so I'm just supposed to be in pain for 6 months? So this time the MP put it in again, but marked it as urgent, so hopefully I will hear from them. I was actually supposed to hear from them today, but I didn't, so that means I have to call them tomorrow. And the main goal with this is to get a physical therapy referral, because I don't have a primary care doctor yet. I recently, moved, and the wait list for getting PCPs is stupid long. Right now, I have an appointment for September, so better than November, but still months away. And I'm really just hoping that the physiatry doctors can give me a referral to PT, because that seems to be, long term what will help the most, getting, stretches or something that can help strengthen that muscle, and my core and my back, so it doesn't, do whatever the hell it's doing. just like someone's like stabbing me with a shiv in like my back. It's been a very frustrating process, because now it's been 28 days of being in pain, it just sucks. I think I said very briefly earlier that it really took a toll on my mental health, especially those first like 2 weeks, because I was like literally bedridden, but not even like I couldn't even sit up in bed, so I couldn't even like watch like a TV show or anything or read a book. Like I was just flat on my back. I'm like trying to just not be in pain, put ice packs all over me to numb the shit out of my back, because it was just so much pain. It was just really hard on me, both mentally and physically. It's been a rough month. May. It was supposed to be a good month. I was supposed to finally be free from my really crappy work situation. And it just I couldn't have seen this coming, but that's kind of where I'm at now. It's a very unsatisfying ending because the pain's not gone yet. I still have it. I mean, I'm able to sit up, which is nice, because for the first week and a half, 2 weeks, I couldn't do anything, and that was really tough. So now I'm glad I'm at least able to sit, at my desk, to do stuff. I have, read a couple books in the past, week or so. Been embroidering and just trying to do stuff. I get up pretty often to just kind of walk around my house. I kind of do laps around my house because it's actually the least painful now when I'm just standing up, standing still, like my feet shoulder width apart. But just kind of trying to slowly, heal. From what I've read, sciatica can last up to like 6 weeks. So if that's the case, I have like 2.5 weeks left. It's very frustrating because I just don't know. I don't know when it's gonna end. I don't know what's gonna happen. And now I'm like, in the future, if I go out somewhere and I sit in a booth, am I gonna get up and be in excruciating pain again? That's also something that's been like bugging me out mentally, is that the unknowns of everything it's very hard. Like I just wish I had when you break a bone, it's like 4 to 6 weeks you're in a cast, and then you're all better. But this is like I don't even know like 100% what it is. The best rolling guess is sciatica, and I'm just hoping that it gets better. It's been a rough couple weeks, but it has gotten better. I'm not at a 10, and I haven't been at a 10 in a while, but I'll twist or bend or reach or do something any certain way, and it's just a stabbing pain in my back and down my leg, and it's rough, and I'm just trying to work through it, trying to stay, I can't say I'm trying to stay positive. I don't think I've been very positive throughout this, but just trying to not spiral you're